Hello dear friends, my name is Solomon, and today in this video I want to show you an upgraded version of my army with Furnace and Fireball. I have already shown this army when the update was launched, and today I want to show you an upgraded version, and the difference is that I have reworked this army to work against the new crafted defenses, and especially the hook tower, because this is the worst defense against the Warden Fireball walk. And in this video I will show you how I have changed this army and how this army actually works. All details in the video. Let's go. Before we dive into the attacks, I just want to say thank you to everybody who is subscribing to my channel. Thanks a lot for your support. And if you want to support me even more, you can leave any comment you want below the video and hit the like button. This will also support my videos and my channel. Thanks a lot. So the army composition that we are going to check today is on your screens. I will briefly explain you the idea of this army, and then I will show you replays from the Legends League with the attacks with this army. So the main idea is to make a Grand Warden walk with a fireball and launch the fireball in the toughest area on the base. To help to do that, we can use the new ice block spell, and I have already explained you how this ice block spell works. We can freeze the Grand Warden in the spot where we want, and we can prevent him from moving anywhere else. So he is just standing in one place for 7 seconds. During that time, we can use several invisibility spells and create the exact target for the fireball. So the launching of the fireball became easier. And then we are following with the furnaces with our Grand Warden, and on the opposite side of the base we are sending our heroes. I'm using the Siege Barracks, sometimes the Flame Flinger if there is a good spot for it, and also the Royal Champion on the third side, on the third corner, with the Seeking Shield and the Rocket Spear to take down as much defenses as possible. So now let's jump to the replays and you will see exactly how this army works. But before that, just want to say that actually this is not the easiest army in the game right now, but I think this is the funniest army. So it's very interesting to play with this army, and it's very funny to play, and it's not that boring as the Root Riders. Now let's switch to the attacks. Okay, so we are starting with such circle or ring base, and here there is no exact place where we can launch the fireball. Usually I try to search a spot where I can send a fireball and destroy the clan castle building, including the clan castle troops of course, but I need to take down some defenses around it. And here, for example, I would destroy only the monolith, and this is not the best case for the fireball. That's why I'm sending Grand Warden from the bottom. Here we can destroy the multi-gear tower and also the single Inferno tower. This is okay for us. Single Inferno tower is a problem for Grand Warden walk. Actually not that big problem, because we have furnaces that follow the Grand Warden, so they are creating a crowd around our Grand Warden, and this way they are protecting him. Also we are having those bubbles from this sneezy. That's why there is always a crowd around the Grand Warden. Sorry. Now you see I'm using the ice block just to stop the Grand Warden from moving. So I'm stopping the incoming damage, and I'm also stopping the Grand Warden himself, so he doesn't walk around while I am creating a target for him. After the fireball is launched, we just need to wait and understand in which direction the Grand Warden will walk. So we will follow him with the furnaces. You see here the tornado trap and the return spell, or the recall spell. And this is the change that I've made to this army. So I'm adding the recall spell, and this is actually very good. For example, if we see that Grand Warden is coming close to the hook tower, there is no hook tower on this base, but sometimes I'm facing them in Legends. So if we see that Grand Warden is coming close to the hook tower, we can just relocate him on the base. And also in such cases like here, we don't want Grand Warden to be too much inside of the base, so he will take a lot of damage. That's why I use the recall spell to move him to the edge of the base. And now we are at starting or already continuing the push with our two another heroes, king and queen. So we are cleaning the opposite side of the base, and you see I'm also using the Royal Champion on the top of the base. So I'm not using the Royal Champion together with King and Queen, and the reason is that we are saving time by that move. So if we are sending all three heroes from one side, then we can face a time fail, because actually King and Queen alone with the siege barracks are strong enough to clear one side of the base. That's why we need to use the Royal Champion on the opposite side. The Grand Warden is destroying the Town Hall. The Royal Champion is cleaning the rest of the base, and it's a 3-star. Usually the attack ends up something around 3 minutes. There is no much time left in all attacks, but as I said, it's so much fun to use this army. Besides, it's very versatile. So actually, it's not possible to build a base against this army composition, as you can use your Grand Warden Fireball almost from everywhere, especially after the addition of the recall spell, because basically the only side where you don't want to attack with your Grand Warden from is from the side of the hook tower. And you see here on the base that there is a hook tower here, and of course I don't want to attack with the Grand Warden from the side where the hook tower is. That's why I will start from the opposite side. But when I see that the Grand Warden is coming close to the hook tower, I will recall him. And exactly for that, the recall spell was added. Besides, I also added the revive spell. Usually these two spells don't come together in the armies, but in this army they are okay, because sometimes there are situations when you can lose your Grand Warden. And as this army is based on the Grand Warden walk, if you lose your Grand Warden, there is a high risk of fail. That's why in such cases I'm just reviving the Grand Warden, or recalling him after that, or adding a rage spell, so on. So with the revive spell and the recall spell, this army became even more stable. So now you see I'm making the Grand Warden walk, preparing to launch the fireball, uh, counting how many invisibility spells I need. Actually, the clan castle was lured out by those balloons from the sneezy, but it's not a problem. With the poison spell, I can take down the super dragon pretty much easily. So the part of the center is destroyed, and now I'm recalling my Grand Warden. And also you see how those pets from the Sneezy activated all red mines in the center with the hook tower. So now I'm starting the hero dive, and the hook tower actually can be used like here with your king. So you are letting the hook tower pull your king into the center, and then use his ability, so he destroying everything in the core. Here I used my Royal Champion to help Grand Warden with the Inferno Tower, as I didn't have any freeze spells or invisibility spells. That's why Inferno Tower was a threat for my Grand Warden. That's why I sent the Royal Champion near him to help with that Inferno Tower. And you see the base is starting to get killed. My queen is alive with an ability. My Grand Warden is totally okay. Also, I have a revive spell, and I was waiting, and I was trying to understand where I should use that revive spell, because, for example, if I would use it near the Grand Warden, then Grand Warden would follow the Royal Champion after the Town Hall is destroyed, but I still have to clean up these buildings on the left from the Town Hall, and that's why I didn't want to revive the Royal Champion. And actually, while I was thinking, everything was destroyed, and it was a 3-star without usage of that revive spell. I didn't need it. It's a 3-star here. Not a lot of troops left, actually, as always, but as I said, it's so fun to use this army. Okay, the next replay, and here we can see exactly where we want to launch our fireball, because there are lots of defenses around the clan castle, so we can take it down and also can take down all the defenses around it. But before that, we need to clear the defenses around it. And actually, sometimes I see that. Uh, that players are using fireball with the jelly, but I think for this army the jelly is not that great, as the sneezy is creating additional targets in front of the grand warden, and it's some kind of a small spam in front of our grand warden. We are using furnaces with their fire mites, we are using sneezy with her pets, so there are always troops in front of the Grand Warden that are tanking. And you see here, for example, how easily we are taking down the king without any hit from him. And besides that, one more thing about this army is that we always can take down enemy heroes without any problems. And the reason for that is that Grand Warden has a little bit more attack distance than other heroes, and sometimes he starts to follow them because they are not attracted by him, as he is hitting them from far away. And sometimes heroes start to move into the base, and that's why Grand Warden follows them and comes into their distance of attack. But with the fire mites, heroes are always attracted, heroes are always on the edge of their radius, and that's why Grand Warden can attack them without letting them back into the base. I think the explanation is a bit complex, but I hope you understand the idea, and probably in some attacks you will see. For example, here with the king, you saw he didn't move back to the base, and Grand Warden didn't follow him. So now, after the fireball has been launched, my Grand Warden is traveling to the left, and my heroes are coming to the right. I'm also using a couple of druids with the new level that was added after the update. So the king, the queen, and the royal champion on the right. Rage spell for my Grand Warden. He destroys the town hall, starts to do more damage to the defenses, but there is an enemy queen. And to not to let my Grand Warden down, you see he's coming closer. I am just recalling him and adding him to the heroes to spread his rage aura also for my other heroes. And this is also another trick that can be done with that recall spell. As I said, those revive and recall spells are adding so much versatility to this army, because the revive spell can be used to any hero. Sometimes you can revive your queen if you understand that she can do additional damage and she is not targeted by any defense, or to your royal champion, for example, if you see that the defense are distracted and royal champion can finish some key buildings, or you can revive your Green Warden with his aura, because this is one of the main troops of this army composition. The next attack, and this type of base was a problem for me when I was attacking with root riders, because sometimes it doesn't work well. Actually, this is like pretty familiar base and pretty common base. I face it regularly in Legends, but as I said, sometimes there are still problems with destroying it. And with this army, this base becomes a gift, because all the invisibility base become a gift because of the fireball. And also with this ice block trick, you can target your fireball exactly into the place where you want to. So you see how far from that compartment with the invisibility spell I'm starting my Grand Warden walk. And the reason is that with this furnace support of the Grand Warden, I can destroy lots of defenses before I launch the fireball. So I'm destroying the enemy queen without any problems. Furnaces continue to do damage to the defenses around, and yeah, you see the scatter shot goes down. Now we're continuing, and I think I will wait until the X-bow is destroyed. Let me see. So there, as I said, the goal is to destroy the compartment with the clan castle and with the invisibility tower. This is the main target, and the most value on this base. So you see the ice block, invisibilities, and the fireball destroying almost all key defenses on this base. After that, Grand Warden moves to the left. That's why we can start the hero dive on the right. We are doing it always on the opposite side from the Grand Warden. I'm using the siege barracks, but I'm now trying also to use the wall wrecker, and actually it also works well when the town hall is in the center, in the core of the base. For example, with the ring bases, it's usually great to use the wall wrecker, because this way you clean the walls all the way to the town hall, and for example, your yetis can take down the town hall easily. So Grand Warden is moving on the left, heroes are moving on the right, and if I understand that Grand Warden doesn't have any threat for him, then I can revive, for example, my Royal Champion. You will see in this replay that sometimes you can revive the Royal Champion, as he does a lot of damage. Sorry, she does a lot of damage. Also with Electro Boots. Sometimes you can use Electro Boots or the Seeking Shield. It depends on you, or what do you like best. Because actually I invested so much ores into the Electro Boots. That's why I want to use them more. And you see I'm reviving the Royal Champion, and actually the Royal Champion finishes this base, and I still have Recall Spell and Poison Spell not used. So usually I'm like swagging one or two spells in each attack, because sometimes I don't need Recall Spell, sometimes I don't need Revive Spell. It depends on the base, on the attack, but anyway, as I said, this army is very stable. Yes, it's complex. I won't lie here that it's the most easiest army. No, it's not. You always have to control your Grand Warden, but the payback of this control is that this army is so versatile. You can use it against any bases you face, and even those crafted defenses that came into the game after the update are also not a threat. The biggest threat is a hook, but with this upgrade that I made to this army, you can ignore the hook also. Even if hook takes your Grand Warden, you can always recall him, revive and recall, and place him somewhere on the edge of the base without any problems. So guys, that's it for today. I will leave the link for this army composition in the pinned comment. Please also don't forget to write your comments and hit like buttons. Please also don't forget to subscribe, and I see you in the next video. It was Salamon. Bye.